Hey, Bulldogs, this is Mr. Harper Smith. Today we're going to be going over the review for the midterm quiz that we have coming up. So on Canvas, it's going to show all of your assignments. If it's blue, you need to do it. So if you are showing a blue assignment that has a 0 out of 15 or a 0%, you need to do it. All right. Today, though, we're working on the 8.4.4 midterm review. Okay, so find this one, the 8.4.4 midterm review. And these are the ones that we're going to be working on, adding and subtracting binomials. So let's do that one first. Now, if you notice, there's only 2 problems that we have to do. Ooh, that is nice of your teacher to do that. So when we go through and do this, we start by looking at common terms. Okay, so I'm going to have my 7x squared minus 2x squared. Well, what's 7 minus 2? It's 5x squared. 5x squared. If you want to do the squared symbol, you do shift 6. Okay. Next up, we have, well, what's 1 less than x squared? It would just be x. Well, there's no x's over here, but there is a negative 5x here. If you put negative 5x, you will get this question wrong. Why? Well, let's look at why. So we have technically 0 x's minus negative 5x. Ooh, what happens when you minus negative? It turns positive. Be careful. Okay, then finally we have negative 2 minus positive 3. What is negative 2 minus positive 3? It is negative 5. What? That doesn't make sense. Well, use a calculator, okay? There we go. All right, let's try the second one. Second problem we got to do. Now, your problems are going to be slightly different, but this is just so you can get a general idea. All right, so here we go. We've got the 9x squared plus 9x squared. Well, what's 9x squared plus 9x squared? 18x squared. Then we have a 0x, because there's no x's on that first equation, plus 9x. What's 0 plus 9? It's just 9x. Then we have negative 8 plus 3. What's negative 8 plus 3? It's negative 5. What? Yeah, you better believe it. Use a calculator if you don't believe me. Negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5. Ta-da! And you can see there, it now says 2 out of 2. So we have completed all the problems for this section. So I jump back. You will see a problem like that on your final, on the midterm. Now we're going to jump to binomials. Okay, it's going to give us a couple of problems on binomials. When I do binomials, I love to draw a little box. Okay, I've got x plus 1 and x plus 1, x plus 1, x plus 1, and I multiply. That gives me x squared. X and 1 is 1x. 1 and x is 1x. 1 times 1 is 1. Add them together. That's going to give me x squared plus 2x plus 1. Ta-da! Let's try this one. Okay, same thing. I'm going to draw a box. Whenever I see binomials, I draw a box. Got x plus 1 on top because x plus 1 was over there. Then 3x and 2 on the side. That's going to give me 3x squared. 3x. Because 3x times 1 is 3x. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 1 is 2. Add everything together, and that's going to give me 3x squared plus 5x plus 2. Ta-da! One more. Okay, here we go. Ooh, this one. I love these ones. When you square something, it means to multiply it by itself, right? So this is technically x plus 7 times x plus 7. So I draw the box. X and x is x squared. X and 7 is 7x. 7x. 49. Add everything together. It's going to give me x squared plus 14x plus 49. And we're done. 3 out of 3. So I can move on to the next section, the X Games. I love the X Games one. So with the X games, the first thing I usually do is I list out the numbers that multiply to be that top. So in this case, 100. I've got 1 and 10. Sorry, 1 and 100. I've got 10 and 10. I've got 2 and 50. I have 4 and 25. And I have 5 and 20. That is about it for all the numbers that multiply. Okay. Which of those add up to be 20? Well, 10 and 10 do. So my answer is 10 and 10. Ta-da. Oh, what happened? All right. -4 and 3. What two numbers multiply to be -4, but add to be +3? Well, I know -4 and, sorry, +4 and -1 multiply to be -4, but when you add them together, you get +3. Let's try one more, then we're gonna be done with these ones. All right, -50 and 5. What two numbers multiply to be -50, but add to be 5? Easy. That's 10 and -5. 10 times -5 is -50, but 10 plus -5 is +5. I know these things. We're done with those ones. Now we jump on to factoring trinomials. Remember, with factoring trinomials, it's just like the X game. The 28 goes on top, the 11 goes on the bottom. What two numbers multiply to be 28, but add to be 11? You think for a sec, see if you can get it. You guessed 4 and 7, you are correct. It doesn't matter what order you put them in. They could be 4 and 7, they could be 7 and 4. It doesn't matter. All right, now we've got 18 and -11. What two numbers multiply to be 18, but add to be -11? Keep thinking. Keep thinking. We hint they're both negative. If you guessed -9 and -2, you are correct. Bless me. Okay. Oh, 2 out of 2. We're done with those ones. Awesome. The last one here we go. Factoring trinomials. Okay. So with these ones, it is a little bit trickier, just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go through and do these ones by hand. The top number, when you have to multiply the 2 and the 25. So we need to find two numbers that multiply to be 50, but add to be 15. Two numbers multiply to be 50, but add to be 15. 10 and 5. So that's going to give me 2x squared plus, so I'm going to split this 15x into 10x and 5x. Okay. You can do 5x and 10x. It doesn't matter. You'll end up getting the same answer in the end. We got 10x plus 5x plus 25. All right. Is there anything I can factor out of the 2x squared and the 10x squared? Yeah, a 2 and an x. So 2x. That leaves me with x plus 5. And is there anything I can factor out of here? Absolutely, a 5. That leaves me with x plus 5. So now I'm going to factor out my x plus 5 and the x plus 5. Okay, and combine them together, x plus 5. What does that leave me with over here? 2x plus 5. This 2x, this 5. So that's my answer. So I've got 2x plus 5 and x plus 5. All right, let's try one that's a little bit trickier. Ooh, we got a negative this time. What two numbers multiply to be 21? Because 3 times 7 is 21, but add to be -10. I know the answer. I know the answer. Oh. Think about it for a sec. We're gonna have a 3x squared. We're gonna have a 7. We're gonna have a -7 and a -3, because -3 times -7 is +21. But when you add them together, you get -10. All right. Can we factor anything out of this first one? Yeah, we can factor out an x. Can we factor anything out of the second one? I'm going to factor out a -1. And you'll see why. That's going to make it a positive 3x plus 7. Sorry, minus 7. And over here, we're going to get a 3x minus 7. You will know if you did this right if they are the same. So that's why I factor out a negative here, is to make this positive 7 become a negative and then make the negative 3 become a positive 3. So that's going to leave me with 3x minus 7 and x minus 1. Okay, last one. You guys are troopers. You can always pause this video so you can take notes, right? I highly advise taking notes. You can use notes on your quiz next time on the midterm test, whatever you want to call it. All right, what two numbers multiply? So 14 times 5 is 70. So what two numbers multiply to be 70, but add to be 37? Y'all thinking. Think about it for a second. I'm gonna write this out. 5x squared. Got a 14. We're going to have a plus 35x and a plus 2x. Because 35 plus 2 is 37. 35 times 2 is 70. All right, the 5x squared and the 35x. Can I factor anything out? Absolutely, I can factor out a 5x. That leaves me with x plus 7. Over on this other side, can I factor anything out? Absolutely, I can factor out a 2. So it's going to leave me a 2 and give me 2, then leave me with an x plus 7. Are my two parentheses the same? Yes, they are. So x plus 7. What's left? 5x plus 2. Ta-da. Cool. Now, if you don't feel comfortable with them yet and you're thinking, oh, I want to try a couple more, you can keep doing some more. We'll keep giving you more problems, but you are able to stop at this point. So at that point, I am done with the assignment. Also, and I believe that was what, 13 problems, and we did it in a total of 13 minutes. Cool. And that's with me having to write on the computer screen. Writing on the computer screen is a pain in the butt. So time's yours. Give it a try. If you have any questions, let your math teacher know. They'll be happy to help you. We will see you guys.